Hey guys, welcome to another testimonial. I brought my lovely client here, and she's a long-term client, Mary. And I brought her here to really just explain her experience and how she's found things, and so you guys can see what things have been like from her perspective. So, Mary, if you could start by introducing yourself, what you do, your occupation, your age, and where you're from.
So hi guys, I'm Mary. I am 25. I'm going to be 26 next week. I work as a child therapist. I work in central London, but I live in Surrey, so I'm always traveling from Surrey to London. And yeah, I think that's really it.
Amazing. Amazing. And Mary's gone through an amazing transformation. I put some pictures up on the screen here. She's had an amazing transformation. She came to me because she wanted to tone up. She wanted to build muscle in the right places, gain strength, and really get into a consistent routine. What I'd love to do is for you to hear it from Mary herself. So, Mary, if you could first start by just explaining really where you were at before we started working together, how you felt and how you looked like. Just to give everyone a good picture, then we can talk about the transformation in more detail.
So when I first I think where I was before. So I remember the year that I first started with you. I think it was 6 or 7 months before that. That's when I made the decision that year. It was actually a New Year's resolution that I wanted to be more toned and I just wanted to look different. Like I wanted to be slimmer but more toned. I had been quite, I had lost some weight in a sense. Like maybe I had lost enough weight, but I felt like I just didn't look where I wanted to be. I didn't feel as confident in myself. It was especially it impacted my dating abilities as well because I wasn't really going out dating because I wasn't comfortable in my own skin. It also impacted me at work, ironically enough, thinking back, because I didn't feel comfortable in myself or confident. So therefore, like I couldn't talk up and work a lot either. I was starting my gym journey, and I was just really anxious. I didn't know where to start. I kept like changing my routine every like literally month or two because I was trying to get these, I was so fixed on getting these quick results and getting into that slim body. But then I realized that like anything that I was doing wasn't really working. So I just decided at that point. So actually, I've known Ashley for years, but I decided at this point that I was like, I need someone who needs to guide me to where I need to go because there's so many things you read on, watch, and listen to on YouTube. You just don't know where you're going with it. So that's why I decided to go and get a PT and to come to you, Asha.
Amazing, amazing. And if you could just zoom out just a little bit there on the camera. Perfect. Yeah, and I remember a conversation specifically actually, because I remember you were it was almost a speculative call for you. You were like a little bit skeptical about the whole thing, and you were like, yeah, okay, I'm interested in hearing that out. And this is quite normal. Most people who come to me are looking to make a commitment to their health and fitness, but they've struggled with it, hence why we're having the conversation in the first place. So you were almost a little bit hesitant to start, and then on the call you were just like, you know what, let's just do it now, which I remember quite distinctively. What made you go for a coach in the first place, and what made you go with level one coaching?
I think what made me go for a coach was because I remember you asked me this question of how much like money would you put into like making yourself look good, and I must have put the price and we kind of matched that, which was nice. And in that moment I was just like, if I pay for it, worst comes to worst, I don't get my results, that's fine. The positive of it is if I do get my results, how amazing I'm going to feel, and that's how I feel now in that sense. So that's what made me was just like, let's just go and let me throw myself into it and see what happens. And I think in that year as well, when we started together, I had this mindset of just throw yourself into it. You never know what's going to happen. That year was a very life-changing year for me in a lot of areas. So I think definitely like that's why I decided to go for it. When it came to level one, I was looking at other PTs, but I didn't from what I've seen from like a lot of like, face-to-face PTs, which is they only came into the gym with you and like taught you how to do a few exercises and then like kind of left. I knew a lot of people would say, oh yeah, my PT would help me come like with the exercise and start part of things. And I was thinking, I need someone who actually helps me with the whole range of it, like the nutrition and everything, because I think that was where my key areas of difficulties were. And looking back now, it's not like I wasn't exercising well. It was actually the nutrition part, which where level one, like you actually really helped me with like managing. So that's one of the reasons I picked level one too, because you actually helped the whole package and not just the exercising part of it as well.
Yeah, 100%. I always find again PTs, whilst they can be fantastic for some people, but what most people are lacking is not just the 1 hour in the gym, it's the everything around it. There's 23 other hours in a day, and that's where most people are making the mistakes and not seeing the results. I'm sure we've all seen those people that are in the gym basically pretty consistently, but they just tend to look the same for years. And that's just because of the other things they're doing outside of the gym for the most part, or maybe they're not doing the right thing in the gym as well. So how do you feel now?
Honestly, like, it's changed my perspective on life so much. So I'm going to start with the ideal of how I got my results. One of the biggest things this whole process has taught me is just the importance of consistency and commitment straight. Like, I'm looking back at my journey because I've for years wanted to lose weight. I've for years wanted to change the way I looked and stuff. I've always kind of reflected on why has it happened now in this moment with you when I was it, and what's been different between now and back then when I used to try and do it. And the pure thing was that I was just trying to really focus on that quick change of in a month or 2 months time, get the results and then go back to where I ate kind of previously. And you've helped me guide me to go down that pathway where of like, you know, not just trying to be consistent for 1 or 2 months, but being consistent for the rest of my life, and actually doing a plan for me that helped me become consistent in being able to do that. So I think this journey has just taught me about life in general. And I literally have that ethos in everything I do now. It's about being consistent with it and being fully committed to it on a regular basis. That's what's going to make the changes to your life. That's just from an overall life perspective of what I've learned. How I feel now about myself, I feel absolutely amazing. Like, I look great. I've never looked this great in my life. Like, my Instagram's changed massively. And like, literally, like, all my pictures from then, I just look so different. And it's just, and I love it. And just my family, my friends on this journey have literally turned around to me and been like, Mary, like, you did the gym thing, you committed to it, and you look so great. And hearing that just makes me feel amazing as well. And in my dating and in my love life, I've been able to be more confident to obviously date people now and be myself, because this is how I saw myself. And I'm just proud of myself because I honestly have been saying for years I want to be in and look and act a certain way, and now I'm acting in that light, and it just feels so, like, you know, almost nourishing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I've been with you through this journey, and to see, like, I think we've had some very like intense moments where maybe we're struggling a little bit, and there's been the ups and downs throughout the journey, which again, extremely normal. Like, you're meant to have ups and downs. I've been in the gym for 10 years. I've had ups and downs where I'm a bit more invested than other times. So what would you tell someone who is maybe listening, on the fence, not sure about, one, committing to the journey in the first place, and two, coaching? Maybe they've never tried coaching before, maybe they're just unsure about what to do, and you know, there's so many things out there, it can get quite confusing to understand. What would you say to that person who's listening?
Okay. I think I've got a few things, right, to say, but I'm going to bring it down to 3 points. The first one is what I've already spoken about just now when it comes to commitment and consistency. And what I like about level 1 coaching is that Asha really works around your needs and how your lifestyle is. And this is where I said the travel comes back into it. I travel from Surrey to London all the time for work, right? The workout plans and nutrition plan that Asha's put together has really helped me be able to, like, basically still keep those fitness goals, but also works within my lifestyle. So I think one of the biggest thing is, I tell people whenever they ask me this question, because there's a question I get asked, do something that works in line with your lifestyle right now, and do something you enjoy. Because if you do that, you're going to be consistent and commit to it. Right? If you try and do something else that, like, you know you would never be able to do, like, you're not going to be consistent to it, and then you won't hit your goals. And that's what I was doing in the past. I was looking at everyone else's fitness things, trying to, like, replicate them, realizing that that's not my style of things. And Asha's really helped me understand my style. So I know that's probably like 2 points put together, but consistency, commitment, and fun. Yeah. I always tell people, get a personal trainer, right? And an online one is great. I think the problem with face-to-face PTs is that, once again, you get into that same notion of you're working around someone else's fitness level, if that makes sense. Whereas when you have online coaching, what's good about it is that when you go to the gym, you're not just, like, you know, trying to copy someone else. you're doing your own thing. And that it's more enjoyable when you're doing something for yourself than if you're just trying to replicate someone else. So from that level as well. Also, the good thing about online coaching is that you do get that nutrition help, which I think is like, I heard people say 80% nutrition, 20% gym. Like, if you do not sort out your nutrition, your gym, whatever you do in a gym is nothing. And I think that's why you should definitely go for Asher, because literally he helps you so much with that. Like, my view on food has changed massively. Like, I even know how to get those little sneaky extra, like, whenever I'm like craving something, I know how to get the extra food in, but without actually going over my allotted, what's it called, calories or for that day. So it's just,
Yeah.
you just learn so much about it. So I think that's definitely my key things put together.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Mary. Thank you for the kind words as well. And maybe actually last point is mindset, because obviously mindset's one of the main things that actually keep us going through. Most people, they tend to lose momentum, or they do very short stints in the gym, then give up, then come back, give up and go back. Mindset is something that really works, and I know you mentioned consistency quite a lot. How do you feel like coaching specifically has helped you when it comes to the mindset? Because again, as maybe as a buzzword as it sounds, it's important.
So, like you just said, from my fitness journey, there has been ups and downs. And ups and downs is completely normal. I think people get to their downs, think, oh my God, I'm at a low point now. There's no point. You just keep going. No, let me just keep going in this low mindset, right? And not bother and try, right? And that's what gets people back stops people from going into the gym. And I've been in I've had those points myself multiple times on this journey. And I think where you've helped so much is that I've been able to just pick up the phone and be like, I'm in one of those mindsets. And we've been able to sit down and talk things through, right? And being able to have that conversation around like why I'm in that mindset, realigning myself to my goals and everything. And then that's given me the motivation to be like, okay, you know what? I want to now, like in the morning I wake up and I'm like, you know what? This is why I want to, continue going to the gym and going back into my mindset of being a fitness person, because Ash and I discussed this and this, and it's been really helpful. And that's why you've been really helpful with keeping me on top of, like, and you've been checking me. You've been like, no, you have no excuse. Like, you can remember your goals, just do it. And it's having that extra person really helps, because sometimes when you're by yourself, it's really hard to get yourself out of that mindset. Having an extra person there really does help, and that's how level 1 really helped me with like keeping intact.
Well, thank you very much, Mary. Those are incredibly kind words. I appreciate it, because sometimes I feel we don't have this conversation of how things are all the time in this fashion. So very much appreciate the kind words. And yeah, again, for anyone who's listening, it's again really good just insight from someone who's been with me for one of my longer standing clients.
Yeah.
And she's had an amazing transformation, which I'll probably leave on the screen again. So thank you very much, Mary. We'll catch up anyway, and thank you for listening.
All right. Bye, guys.